You love red meat. Today, we'll uncover its most hidden link to diabetes, the rust chain. Not sugar, not fat, but iron. Heme iron in red meat is absorbed extremely efficiently, like raw material custom made for rusting, entering your body directly. Inside, it sparks oxidative stress, like rust, silently corroding your blood vessels and pancreas from within. Beta cells that secrete insulin gradually corrode and fail under iron's attack. Worse, the body has almost no natural exit for iron. It only comes in, not out. The rust only piles up. This is the shocking body rusting crisis. This truth is worth knowing. This isn't speculation, but the conclusion of the top medical journal JAMA, Body Iron Stores in Relation to Risk of Type 2 Diabetes in Apparently Healthy Women. A landmark paper showed that body iron storage levels are strongly linked to diabetes risk. Tens of thousands were tracked for over a decade. Higher ferritin meant higher diabetes risk. Even after adjusting for weight, age, and other factors, the danger of this rust persisted. Scientific consensus: more iron means a higher risk of body rusting. This is the joint conclusion of Harvard, Mass General, and other top institutions. Yet this key anti-rust information rarely reaches the public eye. None. When you seek health advice, the focus is often on short-term blood sugar fluctuations. That leads to the belief meat doesn't immediately raise blood sugar, so it must be safe. But behind the scenes, long-term iron accumulation is a silent internal rusting. This creates a cognitive gap. One view focuses on short-term numbers, the other reveals long-term burden. On the surface, blood sugar looks stable, but oxidative damage is quietly building inside. So the key isn't can you eat meat, but what meat won't rust your body. Red meat in moderation, chicken or fish are safer choices. This reflects the frontier of science. New findings constantly reshape our understanding. What we must do is actively put on an anti-rust shield for our bodies. Now look at 40 years of change in China. The data is shocking. In the 1980s, diets were low in meat and rich in whole grains, like a new pot with clean walls. Back then, adult diabetes rates were under 1%. 40 years later, red meat consumption multiplied, and staples turned into refined white rice and flour. Now, adult diabetes rates have soared to 12 to 13%, nearly 140 million patients. This pot is rusting heavily. The data shows the driver is not just sugar, but iron overload providing raw material for body rusting. This is the iron rust crisis brought by economic growth. But the crisis goes further. Our natural anti-rust coating has also been stripped away. Why is iron's rusting effect so severe? Because we also lost our shield, manganese. Whole grains once provided manganese, like a protective anti-rust film on the body's inner wall. It could block iron's entry, preventing excess absorption. But refining into white rice and flour scraped away this valuable anti-rust film. Too much iron accelerated rust, too little manganese lost defense. Together, they push the body to rust faster. Pancreatic cells are left fully exposed to the iron flood. Red meat plus refined rice, this combo is the strongest rust accelerator for the body. Want to rebuild the shield? Eat manganese-rich foods like buckwheat, replating your body with an anti-rust film. Global dietary patterns confirm this. According to the International Diabetes Federation, India's diet is more plant-based, with diabetes prevalence around 10.5%. Pakistan eats far more red meat, adult diabetes prevalence exceeds 26%. The two nations share genes, but different diets create drastically different health outcomes. This is a global warning. Iron overload is a long-ignored core risk factor. Especially men and postmenopausal women who lack effective de-rusting pathways face even higher risk. And it's not just health. Studies show iron overload damages reproductive cell quality, quietly affecting the future of a nation. So the issue isn't never eat meat, but how to safeguard the plate for the next generation. The answer lies in two lists: the anti-rust plate formula and your future shopping list. Anti-rust plate formula: 1/2 dark vegetables cleanse, 1/4 low iron protein, chicken, fish, shellfish, anti-rust, 4 slow carb staple, buckwheat, brown rice, durable. Weekly anti-rust plan: Monday seafood, Wednesday vegetarian, Friday chicken, Sunday if red meat only once 90 grams, targeted cleanse. Anti-rust shopping list: leafy greens, buckwheat, brown rice, chicken breast, white fish, shellfish, oysters, konjac, turmeric, cloves, green tea. Meal prep tip: eat veggies before rice, mix konjac veggie cubes into grains, physical anti-rust, reduced risk. Pairing principle: if you eat red meat, always add high fiber sides. Drink green tea 30 to 60 minutes after meals for best effect. Dining out, choose grilled steamed fish first, share red meat dishes, pick coarse grain rice or buckwheat noodles. Progress scale, replace 1 item this week, 2 next week. After 4 weeks, your anti-rust plate power greatly improves. Short-term blood sugar is visible, but long-term health depends on your plate's anti-rust level. When everyone talks about sugar control, reducing iron load is a deeper, root-level anti-rust project. Now, from evidence to testing to your plate, the full anti-rust guide is clear. What you have is not just knowledge, but a set of anti-rust practices you can start today. Anti-rust action list. Start with any 1 item. Want to swap out the rust source in red meat? Replace 1 weekly red meat meal with oysters or white fish. Zinc protects against rust. Replace half your refined rice/flour with buckwheat or brown rice. Try it tomorrow and feel the difference. Add a pinch of turmeric plus black pepper or cloves when cooking. Build a manganese defense line. Add konjac or dark leafy greens as sides. Eat veggies before rice, your blood sugar stays steadier. Okra, 100 to 150 grams, boiled or stir-fried before or during meals. Its slippery mucilage is a natural shield. Eat bitter melon 2 to 3 times a week. Stir-fried with garlic for taste. Its bitterness is the anti-rust signal. Drink unsweetened green tea 30 to 60 minutes after meals. Tea polyphenols are powerful anti-rust agents. Low iron protein priority. Chicken breast, white fish. Red meat 1 time per week, 990 grams. Avoid organ meats and processed meats. Rotate shellfish. Mussels, clams, scallops 1 to 2 times per week. Steam boil with lemon and herbs. Print this anti-rust list, stick it on your fridge, and save it in your grocery app. Make healthy choices effortless. To end this rusting crisis, just start with your plate. Act now. Take charge of your healthy future.